Hello there, old sport. What is up, guys? It's Big Man Chief Fan here. Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be doing a book haul. And this is going to be my second part of the book haul that I made and that I did the first part to a couple days back. So here you go. And anyway, yeah, I'm not going to drag this on any longer. You guys, if you've seen part one, you know that. But before anything, I just want to say that I went to that book sale and got loads of books. Like, this is barely scraping the iceberg of what I got. Like, it's like the tip of the iceberg of what I got. And it's so many books that I'm just freaking out. So, anyway, I'm not gonna keep you guys waiting any longer. Let's get to this. Alright, so the first book that I got is Three Men in a Boat by Jerome K. Jerome. I got this basically based on the cover and the title. Three Men in a Boat? That sounds like great. That to me just sounds so funny. I don't know why. It hooked me in with its title. But I think this is more of a comedic work in like the light of like P.G. Wodehouse and people like that. So why not? This is Jerome K. Jerome's Three Men in a Boat. Don't know a lot about this book. I'm guessing it's about three men going down a river in a boat. I'm just really excited to get into this book. I don't know much about it, but hey, it looks good. Alright, the next book is North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell. I haven't read any Gaskell, but a lot of people like to compare her to people like Jane Austen and like the Brontes. So, I really like the Brontes. I'm not the biggest fan of Jane Austen, but people pretty much say that this is Jane Austen. Like, people say this is kind of like a cross between Jane Austen and the Brontes, but, I can't really see that as well, but, yeah, North and South by Elizabeth Gaskell. I don't know what it's about, even though it's a classic story. I always try to go a little bit more blind than usual in the books. So, yeah, I picked this up, and I can't wait to see how it is. Alright, the next two books are from an author who I realize I think I've been pronouncing his name the wrong way this whole time. And that's Hermann Hesse. I pronounced it Hesse, but I think it's pronounced Hesse. So, this is Steppenwolf and the Glass Bead Game. So, I've read Siddhartha and loved it. Steppenwolf and the Glass Bead Game are supposed to be his two masterpieces. Like, Siddhartha is his most famous book, but these are supposed to be, like, the best of the best. Like, I've just heard the most wonderful of things about these two books, especially the Glass Bead Game. I'm so excited for this one. But Steppenwolf looks really good as well. I know a little bit about these books, but, yeah, they just look like great fun, but as well horribly depressing. But, you know, that's what entertainment is for. We like to see people getting depressed because it makes our life look easier. But that's another discussion for another day. Hermann Hesse books, they're really good. I mean, if you have any more recommendations for him besides these two and Siddhartha, tell me because I really want to know. Alright, I got another Dickens book. I'm slowly gaining all of the Dickens books, and that is Martin Chuzzlewit. I think is how you pronounce it. And this one is one of his longer books. My copy is about 800 pages. No, 700. Ooh, man. But it's really tiny text. But that blank page is because here's a normal page. But, Martin Chuzzlewit, I don't know what it's about, but if it's Dickens, I'm gonna say that the characters are gonna steal the show compared to the story. So yeah, Charles Dickens is Martin Chuzzlewit. It's one of the few lesser known Dickens, but hey, Old Curiosity Shop is technically one of the lesser known, and I love that book. So why not pick up Martin Chuzzlewit? Alright, and then I got an entire trilogy. Now, this trilogy is not the typical type of trilogy like you'd think it'd be, but it is definitely a goodie. I've only read the first book out of these, but trust me, I think the other two books are going to be splendid. And I don't know how to pronounce the series, but it's by Robertson Davies. It's the Deptford trilogy. Deptford? I don't know. But, I've read here's Fifth Business, The Manticore, and World of Wonders. I've only read Fifth Business out of these three, but, it was great. I loved Fifth Business. So, And the one I'm most interested in is actually a World of Wonders, because this is like about like magicians and like illusionists. Is that how you explain it? Yeah, illusionists. And this just sounds interesting. The Manticore also sounds really interesting. Robertson Davies is just a great author. I need to read more of his books. So I officially have one of his whole trilogy, one of his 3 main trilogies. And I haven't heard anything about his other 2, but this is his most famous trilogy, and I can't wait to get through the other 2 books. So yeah, Robertson Davies Deptford trilogy. Really, really excited about it. Alright, we're getting into the larger books now, and I'm going to start off with Skippy Dies by Paul Murray. This book I have no idea about, but I read it on, I read the summary of it on Goodreads and thought, why not? It's another book that I found out through Barry Pierce, who is one of my favorite booktubers ever, but, he's off booktube now for weird reasons, I don't know, but, yeah, Skippy Dies, I don't know, I can't remember on the top of my head of what it's about. I think it's about like a genius who tries to find someone like him, and it's supposed to be really good. I've heard some good things about this book, but yeah, Skippy Dies by Paul Murray. I don't know what it's about, but hopefully, I think this is Irish literature. Correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, I think this is Irish literature. This is a part of Irish literature. And if you guys know me, I'm not the biggest fan of Irish literature. I just never, for every like Oscar Wilde and Samuel Beckett you have a James Joyce who I absolutely hate. So hopefully this could be the one that finally balances out everything and just like, or even bounces it out for good, because, this looks great, and it's more of a modern book, but who cares? It's Irish literature, so why not? Alright, the next book, absolute classic. Everybody knows it. If you haven't heard of this book, what are you doing? But I haven't read it because it's ginormous, but why not pick it up? And that is Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy. The only reason why I haven't read this book? Holy Mother of God! I know Leo Tolstoy is meant for long books, but this is ginormous. Absolutely gigantic. And the story seems really good. Don't get me wrong, I think the premise of this book is great, but just, this thing is massive! I have to really settle down and read this for like at least a week to really obtain this. So, Anna Karenina by Leo Tolstoy. I need to find some time to read this, but when I do, I think I'll enjoy it. Alright, the next book is a book that I don't know about, but I know a little bit about the author, so, well, and that's Middlesex by Jeffrey Eugenides. I haven't read any Jeffrey Eugenides. He won the Pulitzer for this book, and I think it's about I don't know what it's about, actually. I'm not even gonna guess. But, Middlesex by Jeffrey Eugenides. It's a book that won the Pulitzer, so I'm trying to get more, award-winning books in my read list, so, yeah, why not give this one a try? Because I've heard good things, but I'm probably gonna stay away from his other 2 novels unless if I really like this. Then I'll give The Virgin Suicides a try, but, I'm gonna stay away from The Marriage Plot. You'll trust me on that. Alright, the next book is Middlemarch by George Eliot. I don't know much about this book. I think it's about it's kind of like Great Gatsby before Great Gatsby, but not really like Great Gatsby. But but it's about rich people like the Great Gatsby, and in this society where things are corrupt, just like Great Gatsby. But the only thing is that this book is much larger than the Great Gatsby. I hate comparing it to the Great Gatsby, but oh well. Count how many times I said that book title in the past like 30 seconds. But it's an absolutely gigantic book. This is 800 pages, but it's an absolute classic. Everybody knows this. A lot of people love it, and I want to love it as well. So, Middlemarch by George Eliot. Unless if this really drags itself out, I think I'm going to love it. And then the final 2 books. I got loads more Stephen King books. However, I'm only going to show you the 2 that I'm most interested in because I bought like 12 Stephen King books. The books were really cheap there. They're like $1 or $2 a piece. How am I supposed to leave a book that's $1 there? Okay, really? So, The first one is probably the book I'm most excited to have. This book is it's not extremely out of print, but it is out of print and it's in high demand. And that is the Bachman books, which are four early books that Stephen King wrote as his alternate persona, Richard Bachman, and it's Rage, The Long Walk, Road Work, and The Running Man. I'm excited to read all of these, but the two I'm most excited to read about is The Long Walk, because it just has the most wonderful premise ever. Oh my goodness, I love the premise of this book. And Rage. Not only have I heard it's a great book, I've heard it's a fantastically written book. However, Stephen King, legitimately, this book is about, like, a school that gets, like, gunned down. And after, of course, Columbine in 1999, Stephen King took this book off the shelves and promised never to publish it again, unless if he feels like he's ready to, but from the looks of it, he's not really going to be ready for it, so we're not going to see another printing of this book ever again. And it's really only collected into these editions. These are the editions that you'll find Rage the easiest with. So, yeah, I'm so excited to dive into this collection. It's a collection of 4 early novels, and it's going to be one of my earlier reads out of this pile. So, definitely excited about this one. And finally, for the entire haul, is this book, and it is Stephen King's 11/22/63. This is about a man, a professor, I think, who thinks that America collapsed as a country and became terrible after the Kennedy assassination. So he goes back in time and tries to stop it. That's pretty much the story of this book. I haven't read this yet. It's supposed to be absolutely fantastic. It's another chunker of a book. It's 800 pages. But if it's good, I don't care. Stephen King is just one of the masters of our generation. He's truly brilliant. And if this book is anything like I think it's going to be, then it's going to be absolutely fantastic. So cannot wait to get into this book, even though it's quite a long one, so I may save it for later. But yeah, really excited for it. So that was the video, guys, and that was the birthday haul. I hope you guys enjoy. Comment down below on what you guys got recently. And before I go, I just want to give a massive thank you to Josh over at Literary Gladiators for mentioning me in his recent video. What was it? Like, putting it forward or something like that, like putting a forward tab where he mentioned smaller booktubers, and he mentioned me. So if you want to see his opinions on me and want to find more booktubers, go to his channel, go through his video, pushing it forward. I don't know. Go to his channel, boom, sub his YouTube, easy. But anyway, I'm Mega Man Chief Fan, and I'll see you later, guys.